Hello, YouTube subscribers and friends. It is April 28th, 2011, and I want to discuss what's going on in the Middle East right now that is not being reported. As you know, the unrest in the Middle East for a while there was 24/7. It was on the tube, on the radio every day. You couldn't get away from it. Now, all of a sudden, the only thing you're hearing about is a blurb here and there and some news out of Syria. I want to explain to you very clearly what's going on here. On my map here, I'm showing you an encircled area with this red line, showing you a blue circled area here and a blue circled area here, and hatch marks, orange hash marks in this area. What is going on here, ladies and gentlemen? And I'm going to relate this directly to the book of Revelations. In Revelations, when they talk about the battle of Armageddon, they talk about the north, the east. And how do we get there from here? Well, it's pretty simple. And I'm going to explain it to you right now. None of this violence in the Middle East made a lot of sense to me as I continue to watch it over and over again. What I couldn't figure out was why we didn't jump into Arabia here, Saudi Arabia. I could kind of understand why Iraq was rather calm. So here is the scenario. We know that in Egypt here, the Muslim Brotherhood has pretty much co-opted the People's Revolution. We know Hezbollah has, for all intents and purposes, taken over Lebanon. We know Turkey has become rather cool to the West lately and has been cozying up to Iran through different treaties and trade and other, let's say, agreements. What we don't know is, and what I'm going to tell you now is, that in Syria there is at least 10,000 of the Iranian elite guard protecting Assad. Actually, they are protecting him personally and his regime. Right now, Iran is in charge of Syria. They are basically another state of Syria at this point. The crackdowns you're seeing going on in Syria are being directed by the Iranian elite guard, using both their forces and Syrian forces. In the book of Revelations, it says about coming out of the north. Magog. A lot of people say Magog is Russia. Magog, actually, if you look at the old maps, the ancient maps, is an area right in here of Turkey. You want to talk about Russia and the kings of the East. Turkey, Russia is up in here, the old Russia, Soviet Union. Russia and China, which is not on this map, are not backing the sanctions for Syria that the UN is trying to put in place right now. So you can say that Russia and China are in agreement with Turkey and Iran. The armies come out of the north. Syria, north of Israel. Turkey, north of Israel. Iran, right through here. Turkey's not going to stop them. Turkey's getting more and more in bed with these guys every day. You say that their missiles can't reach Israel? Absolutely they can. You bring them right down here and plant them in here. No problem whatsoever. And just to make sure that this works out, we take a look at Egypt. Egypt is right here. The useful idiots of Iran, the Muslim Brotherhood, is taking over, or may have already taken over, Egypt. The Egyptian people, quote, people, want to break the peace treaty with Israel. The Egyptian army, who we thought was loyal to the people's uprising, is now basically subjecting themselves to the Muslim Brotherhood's wishes. Just a day or two ago, the single gas pipeline between Egypt and Israel that delivers natural gas to Israel was blown up. By whom, I don't know, but obviously somebody in Egypt or some group in Egypt. We don't need this area with the orange hash marks. If Iran wanted Iraq, obviously they'd run into the United States and there'd be a problem there, so they'd just bypass it. Jordan, who cares? They don't need that either. Syria, Lebanon, access through Turkey, they don't need Jordan. Saudi Arabia, they don't want to tangle with them either at this point, because Saudi Arabia is not the prize at this point. And I'll explain to you why here in a minute. The prize is getting rid of Israel. They've got them on this side. They've got them on this side. They've got access through here. This is what they call in the game of chess, checkmate. Now, I said previously they don't need Saudi Arabia or any of this in here. Why do I say that? Because they can shut Saudi Arabia down in a second. All they need to do is close this in here, which they can do very easily, this area that I have circled in blue here. Sink a few ships in here, and the Persian Gulf, oil coming out of there is stopped. Saudi Arabia's income is stopped at this end. Down on this end, you'll see there's Yemen. Iran's useful idiots are about to topple the president of Yemen also. So that gives them control of this area. Note this blue circle. This can be shut down just as easily as this can be shut down. By who? Iran. And what's up here at the end of this? The Suez Canal. So Saudi Arabia cannot get oil out this way because of Egypt, which Iran is pulling the strings on now. It can't get oil out this way because Iran can shut this down. So in essence, Iraq and Saudi Arabia have no income from oil coming in. So they don't need to go in here and start riots and upheaval and waste their time. When the time comes and they're ready, they just shut them off here, and they shut them off here, and they shut them off here. They've already got Egypt. They've almost got Yemen. Obviously, they have themselves. And that just totally eliminates this whole thing. So in summation, folks, this does not look good. I believe this is the ultimate plan of Iran. That crazy loon over there wants to see the 12th Imam come back, the Mahdi, and it is his wish and the ruling mullahs of Iran and their understanding that they must create great chaos to have this Mahdi come back. And here, ladies and gentlemen, I have just given you the plan of how it's going to happen. As usual, eyes wide open, ears to the ground, folks. It's going to get very interesting.